Oh, my fan's a bit too loud, isn't it? I'm gonna go turn that down in just a sec. There we go, that's better. It's probably still a little bit audible, but it's fine. I currently do not have a working AC unit, so I've got a fan going. Anywho. Double check audio. I think it's pretty good, right? Yeah. Since this is going to be one of the monthly clip compilation streams, you don't have to worry too much about the audio for Premiere Pro. That'll come in at the end, though odds are you might not have time. All of that we'll see, because we've got, as you can tell, quite a few this time around. Why is that? Well, we're going to discuss it while I get some work done. So hey, let's go. I don't know how many people saw it who, you know, actually watched my streams and pay attention to stuff like my Twitter and whatnot else. I don't know. But I recently made a post on X talking about how I have decided to pull myself out of the death spiral that has been my college life for the past, I think I entered the death spiral a few years ago, where basically I'll be close to getting a degree, and then it'll be like, oh hey, by the way, there were some changes to things, there were some updates, the introduction of AI, new coding stuff, so there are new so like, hey, there's new classes, some of this stuff is outdated, so these classes are no longer valid. You got, also in order to get this degree, you now need to take this, this, and this, and so it just, every time I'd get close, another handful of classes would get stacked on. So that just kept happening over and over and over again. And then recently it was, I was told that my degree had expired in total. So it's like, but don't worry, you can go for these degrees. I was like, okay, so I looked them up. It's like, oh, there's only a couple extra classes. That's not too bad. So I think I talked about this specifically before, but it finally came around at the end of August to start registering for those classes. So I pulled it up, I was ready to go, and then I double checked just to make sure, and there were 7 more classes added on. So instead of 2 classes, it was then 9. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. So I finally got myself out of that situation, which means I now need to start focusing on the next, you know, where my life is going to go from there. So I need to start focusing more on stuff like job hunting and, you know, finding something to stabilize my life, which means I need to spend less time focused on stuff that are essentially hobbies and more time focused on, you know, other stuff. Which means I cannot do the big plans I had for the Clips channel anymore. I had, as people who follow that stuff would know, I've been making plans to do some updates for the Clips channel and make it a bit bigger, do more stuff with it, but I can't do that anymore, so because of all this. Just double check that everything is good. Yep, okay. So, I'm gonna be making some adjustments to how I do the Clips channel, where I will be scrapping the schedule, not just the schedule for the 2.0 that I've been working on, but the entire thing. Just no more schedule. No more schedule, no more set amount of clips. It's going to be... the situation is going to turn into... the main focus for the channel for the next little while is going to be these monthly clip compilations. So I'm moving from doing 3 of them to 6. So for the first 2 weeks of the month, we'll have every other day there will be a monthly clip compilation. And then as I'm just watching streams or every now and then checking out clips from my favorite VTubers, if I notice something that's like, this is really funny, I would love to make a clip out of this, I'll make a clip out of it and upload that. So, which will also, you know, give me a little more time to actually edit the clips, so I can maybe make them a little bit fancier, as I won't be so stressed about a specific upload schedule for those clips. Of course, this is likely going to cause my Clips channels to take a bit of a hit. But I mean, it's still a very, very small channel, so Although I have noticed that some of the recent clips really kind of exploded, which I did not expect at all. It completely caught me off guard. Like last night, so the night before, 2 clips suddenly went from like the usual 10 to 50, anywhere from 10 to 50 views, and suddenly they were at 100 plus. And then last night it went up even more, so one of the clips ended up stopping its explosion just under 300, which is still really good for my channel, all things considered. The other two others exploded up to 1K, which is kind of insane for my channel. Like, the Clips channel does not typically get that many views in that short a period of time. For reference, my most watched clip is don't even remember when I uploaded it. I uploaded it like 2 years ago, and it is at 20 something K. I can actually double check real quick. I'll just do it on my phone since it's easier to do that and do this at the same time. So analytics. Let's see. If I do top content and then go over to lifetime, yes, 25.9K is my highest viewed. Can I see when I uploaded this video? I uploaded it 949 days ago. However many, whatever that means. However, you know, long ago that is. I'm not gonna do that math. But Yeah, I'm having a hard time finding exactly when it was published. Well, we could probably do some quick math. Let's pull out a calculator. Calculator. Hold on, let me double check what the number was. 949. 949 divided by 365. 2.6 years. So almost 3 years old. So it's at 25,000 views in 3 years. The vast majority of clip channels will get that amount of views in their first 48 hours. Or at the very least, their first week. So that kind of gives you a good idea of where my channel is in comparison. So getting 1K in 48 hours is mind-boggling. Which actually led me to come to the decision that there is a possibility that I will adjust my plans. So, for instance, if at least one of those 2 clips gets... I can actually... Oh no, I'm not signed into that channel right now. And if I were to switch over to it, it would probably break my YouTube stream. So I won't show a screenshot of it, but basically if one of the 2 clips, I mean, if you're really that curious, you could just go over to the clips channel and look at them. They were uploaded just last week. One was Tomoe Umari and the other one was Monarch. If one of those 2 clips by the end of next week, so next Saturday or so, like Sunday, like next Sunday, if I wake up in the morning and one of those 2 clips has hit 6K, I will adjust the schedule a little bit more to maybe add in a few scheduled clips one of the 2 weeks. Keep some of the alternating bi-weekly stuff, but sprinkle in a few more scheduled clips here and there. Otherwise, or if one of the 2 clips hits 10K within that time period, I will see if I can't try to hold a similar schedule as to what I do now, or as to what I've been doing up till now. Do I think it's possible? Not really. Realistically speaking, no. But if it does happen, it would show a clear sign that the channel is moving into a more sustainable position. So it would be more worth taking a risk on than it is currently. So as things stand now, it sits more in a very hobby type situation. So the reason why I'm planning on cutting back on the Clips channel so much is because I need to spend more time. I need to spend less time at the computer doing editing, because I spend many hours sitting at the computer doing editing, particularly for the Clips channel, and it can get a little stressful at times. I need to spend less time doing that, and I need to spend more time job hunting, probably cleaning and organizing. I say probably, it's definitely more than probably. And, you know, just stuff like focusing on other stuff and getting things organized and getting myself in a more stable life position. So that's just the whole idea behind it. Since college is no longer taking up a lot of time and no longer a focus, I need to shift that focus to my, you know, finding some sort of stable future. But anyway, that's more or less what's going down with the Clips channel and whatnot. I do hope that it reaches a point where it's more, you know, viable and sustainable. And who knows, it could do that while I'm, you know, getting a real job and moving on with my life. It might happen. Who knows? Wait, why did I do... I went for 10 frames instead of 5 because I went, that's what I do for editing shorts for Muna. 5 is for these. Oh, right. I need to copy. This one, I think. Yeah, it is this one. Copy and paste. The reason why I'm going to focus on doing more of these is because I know that I can pump out a bunch of these in way less time than anything else I do on the Clips channel. So that's why I'm going to make it my main focus. There was a brief, I mean very brief, like the idea lasted a good 10 seconds before I threw it in the trash. There was a brief period where I considered doing a clip of the week kind of thing, where the same thing with the monthly clip compilations. I'd go in and look at like the most viewed clip of the last 7 days, since you can do that on Twitch. But then just quickly realized, nah, that'll just end up putting me in the same position I'm in now, and it would be too much hassle for the hobby position I'm putting the clip channel into, so that idea went right in the trash. Just not a viable idea. I hope the music is okay, because it's turned low enough so that I can barely hear it on my end, but I changed the filter so that you guys should be hearing it much better than I am. So I hope the volume's good. I've noticed that my brain has a harder time just kind of filtering out music compared to voices. So I actually watch a lot of streams and stuff in the background while I'm editing rather than listen to music, because my brain just finds that easier to filter out when I'm trying to focus on other stuff at the same time, so I get less distracted. There it is, speed duration, reverse speed. Okay. And my hands are really shaky today. My hands are naturally very shaky, but today they're just particularly bad. That's why having a sensitive mouse like this is really bad for me. I can barely control it. I end up clicking on the wrong thing all the time with this mouse. It's just so sensitive compared to what I'm used to. when I slow it down, it just feels too slow. I had it turned up really high. Holy crap. Yeah, this is a bit better. Still not great, but takes a this one take at the speed I have it at now, it takes a I have to drag it across almost the entire mouse pad just to get it to go where I want it to go. But it's much more stable with my shaky hands. I don't know why my hands are so shaky. I've been drinking water, I'm eating food. Haven't done anything that would cause me to be shaky. Maybe I'm just more tired than I realized. Entirely possible. It is the first, it has been the first couple weeks going back to the normal school year schedule, so. Going from early mornings to late nights and vice versa can be a bit of an adjustment. Why am I? I don't know why I went straight into the habit of audio levels instead of reverse speed, so I set it to the speed to -6 out of pure habit. I think like I was doing the audio gain, whatever. Yeah, man. You know, it's really funny. The main reason I'm able to pump these out so fast is because I don't do any subtitles on them. 90% of the work done on the Clips channel has been on subtitles. They take so long to do. Such a pain. But honestly, I'm very glad that I've stuck to my system for doing subtitles of doing it myself. I'm seeing a lot more YouTube channels, particularly like bigger channels, very professionally done channels, that more and more channels are switching to subtitle forms that they clearly just dump it into some AI program or whatever that does an automatic transcription and does the subtitles automatically. And you can always tell because it always has uncorrected spelling errors all the time. All the time. And I don't like that more and more channels are doing that. It's really annoying. It's one of the most annoying things, because if you're gonna have subtitles that take up half the dadgum screen on somebody's phone when they're trying to watch the video, and then the words are spelled wrong. Oh, it just is so stupid. Something I will never understand. It just feels so lazy to me. Especially the people that will put a crap ton of time and money into their videos, and then they'll just be as lazy as possible with shorts and subtitles in general. It's like, what the crap? Where did all the professionalism go? Just, it's so weird. I've also noticed there seems to be an increase in what I like to call the Facebook phenomenon on YouTube, where something will very clearly be AI, and you'll have people in the comments acting like it's not AI. You're just like, guys. Not only are half the comments clearly bots, but it's clearly either text to speech or whatever other, I mean, obviously still text to speech, but like some of the AI ones are a bit more humanish. But yeah, some people are weird. I said that like I'm not weird. I feel like everybody's weird in their own way. Everybody's got something that makes them weird. Or at least makes them weird to somebody else. I don't know. I'm getting a little too philosophical. That train of thought. I'm debating whether or not to have more than just VV as a guaranteed monthly compilation. Because every month, one of the compilation videos will always be VV. I've been debating whether or not to make others like that. If Katania was still streaming, she would be on the list of potentials. But she graduated, so there is Soy Milk. Because I really like Soy Milk streams. Always so much fun. Oops. But clearly was not paying attention for a second there. Just got way too into the process. Oh, hello. Get rid of the bot. First bot we've had in a while. No, we get at least one every stream. I feel like I just said that because I didn't stream last week. For anyone who does not follow my social media and wondering why I didn't stream last week, I've started a big spring cleaning project because some of my storage, so a lot of my old stuff in storage is packed into these has been packed into these old cardboard boxes. And when I say old, I mean like really old. Like some of these boxes have been around almost as long as I have. Like 20 to 30-year-old boxes. And they're starting to kind of deteriorate a bit. So I needed... It was kind of like the final nail in the final nail in the coffin, or whatever phrase you want to use. That got me like, okay, I really need to I need to go through a lot of this stuff and organize things. So I'm organizing crap and putting them into new plastic bins. So I spent pretty much all day last Saturday doing that. The way it didn't end up streaming because it became such a project. Not a pretty project either. Getting a little worse before it gets better. I got a lot of really old stuff. Didn't realize until now that I had I don't have a ton of them, but I got about half a dozen old gaming magazines, most of them Nintendo Power. Didn't even realize I had them because I wasn't a magazine collector as a kid. Largely because all I ever played was Nintendo games, so most of the gaming magazines that covered all the other games were of no interest to me. Wait. Breaking out of the pattern like crazy on this one. And I feel like I should bring up a new topic of conversation, but you know, when you live a life where the vast majority of your time is spent editing or at work, you kind of don't end up having a lot of stuff to talk about. Oh dear. I mean, there's obviously a ton of stuff to talk about if I were to start delving into drama or politics, which is sometimes both. But I would prefer not to throw myself into that particular arena. These days, people tend to get a little too opinionated about that stuff. And as befits the old nickname of everyone calling me Boomer Baskets, I am very much of the era of I don't really care what your politics are. I care more about whether or not our personalities align enough to be friendly. Just try to be friendly to people in general. You know? That bygone era. Where politics came up at the polls and then were left at the polls. You'd have like the you know, the old saying of politics go away at the table, stuff like that. That's very much how I am. I don't understand the whole modern thing of everybody, particularly a lot of streamers and content creators delving into the full-time politics drama nonsense. It makes no sense to me. I'm very much the type of person that I reached that point of I don't understand kids these days when I was still in high school. Definitely not one of those online personalities that's gonna just start using the new vocabulary. Like those other streamers and whatnot out there who just immediately start using all those new terms and phrases, and just feels really weird to hear 30-year-olds talking like they're talking like that to try to be relevant to the teenagers. It just comes across as weird. I think there was a brief period where I tried to do that kind of stuff back when I was a kid, before I was old enough to start getting into the popular slang and phrases of the youth. The phrase was cool beans. That was the thing a lot of people were saying, was cool beans. I tried to say it and I was told that I wasn't allowed to say it because I hadn't watched the movie it referenced. So if I hadn't seen the movie, I wasn't allowed to say the phrase. And I think that was about the last time I tried doing staying relevant on vocabulary, modern vocabulary. Although I do say crap baskets a lot. Not a ton, but every now and then. I am just bringing up the most random bullcrap. Is that weird? Is this how this stuff is done? There's a reason why I don't do just chatting streams. Is not an area where I think I would do well in. Or at least in terms of, you know, solo chatting. I feel like I need somebody else to bounce off of to really do a decent job at chatting stuff. Alright, based on how long we've been at this, we should be able to get this part of the process done within the first hour, which is good. And then the second hour is obviously the part where we put in the stuff for the title of the clips and the name of the clipper. Then just leaves the stuff for double checking audio levels and censoring swearing. Censoring swearing is often the longest process of these videos. It very much can depend. Oh, he used to be one of the VTubers that was a little bit easier on that, and still is oftentimes, but Muna's pretty good for that. Catania was amazing for it. That's one of the reasons why I always loved working on Catania clips. That, and she was absolutely hilarious and had a ton of amazing clips, largely thanks to her community that was great at clipping everything. I do think the new path forward on the Clips channel could open up the opportunities for me to branch out to more VTubers, so this could be a good opportunity. I find some more VTubers that I like watching, and maybe even find more communities that are really supportive and will help move the Clips channel forward. I think that's... I say I think, but that was another reason why I liked clipping Titania so much. Her community was so wonderful and supportive about the Clips channel that they would actually post the links to the videos, to the clips, in her Discord before I could. That was definitely one of the in my last couple rants talking about the being a VTuber clipper. In the last one, I talked about trying to find those VTubers who you not only enjoy clipping, but who will actually be supportive of your efforts and help your growth. Titania was definitely one of those. Looking back, I feel like I might have been a little too harsh and pessimistic in those rants. Particularly using the phrase VTubers don't care. I don't think I'm necessarily wrong, I just feel like my wording may have been a bit harsh. I feel like there's probably several reasons why people might not either notice or otherwise interact with stuff. Whoa. Okay. I need to make this more of a habit where I lock this layer and paste this stuff in the layer above so that I don't run into fewer situations of them overlapping, having to undo crap. Anyway, back to the topic from before. I think it's a more optimistic way of looking at it. I think it's less of VTubers not caring about people clipping them, and potentially more situations of not wanting to interact with certain types of posts, like being specifically tagged in them. Situations where they notice, but then either forget or just particularly don't interact with stuff for one reason or another. I don't know, there could be several things behind it, but I don't know. I don't want to spend too long going on the same tangent for the third time in a row, you know? But I do think I was a little too pessimistic on those rants. That, and I'm trying desperately to think of topics to talk about. Hold on, I gotta get the door for the dog. She wants to be let in. Okay. Alright, we're back. Okay. This is where having shaky hands is really gonna make this hard, because this is the Wait, I just noticed there. No, it was because I hit the T key to switch tools. That's why there was a T in random for a second there. Come on. Whoops. Hey. I think last month I had a few errors in these, so I'm going to try to be a little bit more careful this time around. I say that on a day where my hands are shaking like crazy. You know, I don't know if I've ever told this story before. Probably have, but yeah. There was a time when I was living in an apartment with a bunch of other guys, and we decided to, there was something about that brought up the topic of, I'm not exactly sure what started it anymore, but more or less the topic of shaky hands came up somehow or another in a way where we did this little challenge where we had a laser pointer. So we got a desk and a chair, and we set them up to face the counter. So we were in like it was one of those apartments where the living room and the kitchen are both in the same room, and there's kind of like just the counter for the countertop in the kitchen kind of thing. I don't know if that is even remotely helpful in describing it, but it's fairly common for an apartment, so I feel like a lot of people can probably picture what I'm talking about. So we set a desk and a chair on the carpet in the living room facing the countertop, the kitchen, the counter wall. And we took the laser pointer and we would have 2 tests for each person to try. I think there were 6 of us total. So test number 1 was to sit in the chair and no, there are 3 tests. 1 was to sit in the chair, hold out your arm as straight as you could. For me, it was a little bit bent because my double joints would bend my arm one way or the other. But as straight as you could, pointing the laser pointer at the wall and trying to see how stable you could get it to be. Test number 2 was the same thing, but holding your arm close to your body, so your elbow would rest against like your stomach, or hip or whatever, which is it's the typical like cameraman type of thing to help stabilize your arms so you're less shaky, so you can get a better, more stable shot with the camera. So we did that, and then again pointed the laser pointer at the wall to see how stable you can get it. And then test number 3, I think I'm doing this in the reverse order. But you know, I think we started with the 3rd test was actually the first test, and so on and so forth. But the final test was we had like a stack of books that we put on the table, and you'd rest your arm on that stack of books so that you are fully stabilized, and then point the laser pointer at the wall just to see how stable you could get it. Oh my goodness. That doesn't happen very often, but that's a very long title. The test the little game of ours concluded with so my most stable, with my arm on the books, so my most stable position was as shaky as the most stable person doing the 3rd test with their arm just straight out with no support and pointing the laser pointer at the wall. That's how shaky my hands are. So when I have a fully stabilized body and arm pointing a laser pointer at the wall, it was shaking so bad that it was just as bad as somebody who was just pointing it with no support or stabilizing factors for their arm. It was that bad. So when I was pointing the laser pointer with no support whatsoever, the laser pointer was just going all over the place. It was really bad. That was about a decade ago. I would have been about 20 when I did that. So just imagine how bad that's gotten now that I'm 31. And how much worse it's gonna be as I get older. Oh dear. I'm definitely gonna be one of those old people that can't drink water. Gonna need a full unspillable bottle just to drink water. And wouldn't be able to just get a cup. It would spill everywhere. But I don't know. Come on, I'm trying here. There we go. I got it eventually. Did I create a new? Okay, I was worried I misclicked and created a new text source there. I forgot to see which one of these is going to be the longest and which is going to be the shortest this time around. I don't remember what the record is. I think it's 3 minutes and 16 seconds, somewhere around there. I think is the record for the shortest, and I think the longest is somewhere around 6 minutes. I don't know. I would have to double check. I mean, I do have it all in a playlist, but I'm multi-streaming now, so I can't just casually go and check that. One of the unforeseen downsides of multi-streaming. I mean, I guess I could just pull it up in a incognito tab or something. And not need to be signed in and still view the playlist. Don't want to get that distracted on the tangent and stop working. I'd like to stay productive because we've got a lot of these to do. Something in my room just made a loud popping noise. I'm hoping that some piece of furniture or something isn't about to just shatter into a million pieces on me while I'm streaming. That would be awkward. Especially if it was my desk. Would be really bad. I mean, I'm pretty sure my stream would still be going if my desk did collapse because my PC isn't on my desk. But, my monitor and everything else is, and my mic. So it'd be very loud. It would be a very bad situation. Not that a desk collapsing midstream would ever be a good situation or a non-bad situation. But, you know, I'm really just rambling today, aren't I? I am actively trying to be a bit more talkative during these streams. I feel like I tend to be a bit too silent when I do editing streams, so I'm trying to talk a little bit more. Whether or not that's working out in my favor, I have no idea. I don't know, maybe people prefer my streams where I don't talk and I just listen and they just have music playing while I do editing. I don't know. Or like the 4 or 5 people that usually watch me. Oh, there's a topic. It's been a lot of drama going on around Twitch cracking down on the view bots. And it's one of the one of the funny things is me of like I've had the same viewer numbers since like day 1 of streaming. Come on. Oh my gosh, this one is bad. Okay, we'll just go with that and we'll delete the extra stuff. There we go. I think I've had the average of 1 to, I think at most, I think the highest I had for an average was 6 viewer count. And that's how it's been for the past 5 years. I always enjoy seeing the posts like, it took me 2 years to get to the point where I hit an average of 10 concurrent viewers, so just keep at it, guys, it'll be fine. It's like, yeah, I mean, I've been streaming for 5 years, and I'm still at, like, 1, maybe 3, if I'm having a really good month. But one of the upsides of being an eternally small streamer is that all the drama happening around with the viewbot stuff, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, look how low these people's viewer suddenly is. This is crazy, and all that nonsense. Meanwhile, there's me over here just like, my numbers never change. I am eternally in a position where I can only go up. I can either stay exactly where I am or go up. I can't really go down. In order for me to go down, I would start going into the negatives. So, there's always a silver lining. What in the world? Why did it paste it twice? Also, it cut out the T. At the beginning. Another random tangent, but I've recently hit a point where you know the feeling when you randomly start physically like noticing your breathing. You start like manually breathing. It feels so weird. I've started doing that with just my hand being on my mouse, because my thumb is resting on the rest on the side. My pointer finger is on the left mouse button. My middle finger is on the right mouse button. My ring finger is on the side of the mouse, which leaves no space for my pinky. So my natural position ends up putting my pinky right underneath my ring finger. And usually I don't notice it, but lately I've started noticing it. Like my pinky will start getting sore. And I just start noticing that it's there, and my hand starts feeling super cramped and uncomfortable on my mouse. It's such a weird feeling. Like I need an extra, like a taller mouse or something, so I have somewhere to put or a wider mouse, so I have somewhere to put my pinky finger. It's the weirdest thing. I think it's a sign that I spend a bit too much time editing. One of those Obi-Wan Kenobi moments. I need to go home and rethink my life. I clearly need to rethink how I'm spending my time if I'm moving my mouse around so much that I start noticing my finger positions. I should probably also invest in a mouse pad that actually has the like gel cushion at the bottom of it for your wrist to rest on, so that my wrist doesn't hurt as often or as much. Of course, the vast majority of those that are VTuber related are a bit inappropriate. Maybe not to most people, but to me. So, probably just gonna have to get a plain solid color one that isn't quite so particular in its design. You know? I did recently upgrade my chair cushion, so now at least my posterior is not as sore after a long editing session. So that's nice. Also completely random to bring up, but you know. Okay, I hit Control C instead of Control V the first time, so now I've got the latter end of the word random. Paste it in here. There we go. I think I'm hitting that point where I'm bringing up too many random topics. Maybe I'm talking too much. Oh no. Oh. It's not like I have much to talk about that's controversial or weird or anything, though my anxiety will later tell me that I did. Stupid. Alright. Again, I really just bringing up the most random crap today. Oh, I guess I'm just having a very talkative day. Sometimes that happens. Hour and 21 minutes in. We're more than halfway through with this bit of the process. Just realized that so many of these clips from Tomaway were by the same person, so I could have just copied and pasted the clipper name throughout and saved a lot of time. But I didn't. Whatever. It's fine. I'm thinking maybe I should do another video, another random topic of conversation, but I'm thinking I should do another little research thing where I go through a lot of the different popular video editor programs out there. I don't know if I ever did a full video of it. I know I kind of researched the topic for random class. Maybe I should do that again. Because we had, on the last stream, we had the whole conversation about DaVinci versus Premiere. And it's a topic I've had multiple times on stream. So maybe I should, you know, look into it a little bit more. Kind of do a video on my editing channel where I give my 2 cents on the topic. Or whatever my 2 cents are worth. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get myself a good old PB&J after stream, because maybe I am a little bit hungry. We ate, like, okay, about 4 hours ago, so, you know what, fair enough. It has been a lot longer than I realized. I mean, not that long. It's what, 6 hours between meals usually? Oh, I'm not doing so poorly that Vivi needs to yell at me. Again. Okay, there we go. Who knows, maybe this new process of making a bunch of these monthly clip compilations will help this idea take off a bit more. I feel like it would be kind of nice to be known as the guy who does monthly clip compilations for VTubers. If I could just end up making this be the thing my clips channel is known for, and be the thing I focus on, that would be cool. Because doing these is not too crazy difficult, and it's, I don't know, I kind of enjoy the process. I like making these videos. I think it's a mixture of things. For whatever reason, there's just something about making these types of videos that I just enjoy. I don't know if it's the process of finding and seeing like what are the most popular this, that, or the other that people like, or if it's just the editing process itself, because it's a lot easier on me. Part of it is definitely the no subtitles. Yep, that's 100% part of it. Oh, I really don't like doing subtitles. Not that I hate it, but if I had to give you my least favorite part of video editing, it is making subtitles. Oh wait, I think a bunch of these are the same person too. Yeah. We're actually gonna do this time and make the process a little bit easier on me. I also think the monthly clip compilation isn't like I don't see that a lot on clip channels. So it could be a little bit of a niche that I could fill. I know there are a lot of bigger streamers do it. I usually will check particularly if I'm gonna do a bigger streamer, I will check beforehand if they already do that kind of stuff on their own channel. Because if they do, I'll try not to do. Oh, well, I don't know why I did that there. If they already do their own, I try not to do it because I don't want to clash with their video. But I don't know. They are not my best performing types of videos, so I will say though, the Clio one I did 4 or 5 months ago now, that one started picking up views pretty heavily. I think it was around the time Clio did her debut stream into Phase Connect. I think the algorithm just kind of helped out at the time. Started showing a lot of people that video. I don't think I'm really all that built to or being a big YouTuber person, because I hate following algorithms. It sucks the fun and soul out of doing video projects. Have you ever noticed people who really follow the algorithm and whatnot tend to either go crazy or burn out real fast? So I just prefer to stick to doing what I want to do and what I like doing. Way too much stress and whatnot involved in algorithm chasing. Get too obsessed with the algorithm, and you'll either end up needing to go on a bunch of hiatuses, or you'll go and turn into one of those crazy TikTok IRL stream people that become a nuisance to humanity. Okay, there we go. The basic setup for all of the videos is done. So all that's left is watching through to make sure the beginning and ending of all of the clips match as well. So if there's parts that are cut off that just feel out of place and a bit too jarring, trim those out. Censoring swearing and making sure the audio levels are fairly balanced, or at least about as balanced as I can get them throughout. And that'll be that. It'll be that.
Hey. Very lost God, I'm shaking. Oh my god. I'm putting it away. The only thing I know is you know what I want? Stand when a woman is hitting on you. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. Please stop talking about thrubbers. What is that?
The Vivi video this month is really long.
Okay,
almost 7 minutes. Oh, right. I almost forgot. There was a new thing I was gonna do. That I'm gonna start adding to videos in general. Muna was kind enough to make this for me. Doesn't quite world. Might need to. Oh, weird. Oh, that doesn't look too bad. That looks pretty good. Okay. So the point of this is to put at the end of the videos, we'll have previous video and the so now the previous video and next playlist might ask her to get rid of those. I might not add them on to the end of these ones, but we're gonna do this to experiment and see what I like about it, and actually, you know, see what I can do to make it work in a way that I like. I had music for it, a temporary public domain song for now. Thinking about commissioning somebody, probably Arkhand, to make an official one. I think this is the one. Yeah. I think what we're gonna need to do is do an adjustment layer at the top here. Let's see, this currently goes for, let's do 10 seconds. So go right there, and then add this. Extend it to, let's try extending it to 2 seconds. Yeah. This is the general idea of something to put at the end of clips. This was going to be part of the big 2.0 update for the clips channel, which I'm still planning on putting it in, but you know. think what we need is this would be like the default, although I'm also thinking that I could do, because I do have some more specific things that I could use for specific VTubers. For example, I don't know if I actually have I think I had it at one point, but I don't know if I have it anymore. Oh, I forgot I made that. Oh. I could use that. I could use that. Yeah. Maybe it's in the art folder. Aha, I knew I had it somewhere. No, it's got a background to it. That kind of makes it useless, doesn't it? I have the one I made myself. Obviously, I didn't do the art myself, because I can't do art to save my life. Ba-da-ba-da-boo. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. Yep. I don't know why I did it with a green screen. Oh boy, this is making it chug. I need to pull up Task Manager to see just how bad it's chugging. Oh yeah, it's really chugging. Don't know why. Yeah. Whatever. It was a nice idea, but no. I thought I broke it entirely. The file size for that GIF is probably too big, is probably what it is, if I had to guess. I should have made it into a video rather than a GIF, but whatever. I probably still could. I just don't think it would be worth it. Then again, if I could make it smaller so it could actually work on this. Yeah, it's an idea that I'll throw around in my head. It's a possible thing that I could do. But yeah, the idea behind this is that we have the GIF in the middle. So I left I asked to leave this space in the middle empty so that I can just put kind of whatever I want in the middle. So this is like probably one of the, I could have this, or I could put, that's not the right thing to click on. I could put, something that Shumi made a while back. I really need to organize this folder. I've got this one, and I've got this one. Obviously, I would need to make it bigger. And I've also got this one. Again, would obviously need to make it bigger. But, you know, they're just some ideas of stuff I can add in here. The general idea of it. I'm just a really big fan of this, this particular emote. I find it to be hilarious. But, yeah, that's the general idea behind this, and then obviously there's these to place the videos in. I'd need to run a test video for it. I could probably just make a default. I could just do like make a video where it's just this and then upload it as a private video on the channel and then just see how it works, how it looks. Definitely need to experiment with it a bit more before I actually, you know, put it into practice. But it's good to get a look at it. There we go. Just didn't have any sound. And scrubbing for a second there. Anyway.
Alright, whose ancestor recognize it? Story.
Yeah, we definitely need... That's something I forgot. Audio effects, multi-band compressor. And we set it to, let's do -2 and turn on brick wall limiter. Copy. Select all of these and paste. Now for most of these, this should be enough. For some, probably need that are a bit louder, we'll need to turn it, increase the limiter. This should be good for a default.
I think it would. With. Yeah. It's appeal too. I really came out sadder. Fuck you. I was always jealous. Ooh. Bash the bag with a brick.
Come on, there we go. Love when I click on something and it doesn't register that I clicked on it. It's always fun. I noticed they recently made a change in one of the updates to Premiere so that when you do this kind of thing, a lot of times it'll just look weird. Not getting a bunch of good examples here, am I? But it seems like the point of the change was to make it so that the name is visible as much as possible, no matter what you're doing editing wise. I don't know. Just every now and then the visuals just messes with my brain.
Okay. Thank you. Spoon, shut up! I'm so happy.
Obviously that one's gonna be fine.
This is our chocolate.
Dead silence is usually fine.
Perfect. Love you, Maple. No!
Actually, asked on Twitter. It only. Whole model. Maybe some people would like cry if they. Maybe some people would like. I think that. I think it's okay. Would you hide a body? Where would you hide a body?
Really awkward place to leave that one off. Yeah, it's only a 30-second clip. They could have extended that a bit further. It's a really awkward place to leave that one off. I know what the full context is. I even uploaded a clip. This is actually one of the clips that I got the whole thing of, and it's one of the ones that really kind of exploded. Not that the full context makes the conversation any less odd, but you know.
Society.
Away.
Oh, is that a snipe?
Oh wow, this one's pretty short. Only 3 minutes.
Is that a snipe?
It's also pretty much all Battlefield clips.
I got a shit.
I'm going to shorten it just so I don't have to worry about awkward. Yeah, that way I don't have to worry about kind of trying to squeeze in that awkward amount of censoring at the end. Just cuts off the word. You still get the comedic timing of the cutoff, but less of the word. Okay, it sounds loud, but it only goes up to -12, so it's not that loud. It cut off scream, so we'll leave that. Yeah. Sure, that one.
Not gonna kick me out again?
I used to be a lot more hesitant about cutting stuff off at the beginning and ends of these. Used to be a lot more about leaving as much of the original clip as possible, but I think part of this is to also, you know... Yeah, it's about the same as a cutoff scream. Oh wow, I just realized this is I think this one is gonna break records for the longest. Because this one's 7 minutes long. Yeah. Our music just changed. Definitely not what I had it on before. I think this video is a little bit louder, so I'll just turn this down a couple decibels. Oh, I didn't even put the... There we go. Alright, I gotta let the dog out. Okay. All things considered, I feel like we've reached a pretty good point. All that's really left is to just kind of watch through it a couple times. I need to check for all the swear words to censor out, and then just make sure audio levels are good, which can be a little bit easier to do off stream because it won't have music going on in the background. But let's take a look and see who is streaming. Let's see, we got Weishi, we got we actually got a couple people from the... You know what? I kind of want to raid Tomoe because I recently started watching her stuff. She's really funny. This Tomoe. So you'll be seeing her in the stuff this time around. Yeah. I think this is a good place to leave off. We got good work done. We're ready for another month. Yay. Alright, well, as always, as I'm setting up the raid here, let me just, okay, there you go. As always, I appreciate everybody coming by. Hope y'all had a good time while I just rambled and worked on stuff. Hope y'all will look forward to the changes to the Clips channel. I'm praying it doesn't, you know, shatter the progress I've made on the Clips channel too much. I'll probably make a... It used to be community tab, and now it's just the posts tab. I'll make a post on YouTube talking about it first. I might just pull the section from the stream where I talked about it and use that. That could work. Anywho, huh. Like Twitch view is showing something that I can't see anywhere else. It's odd. Anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens, but I should start the raid here. Yeah, have fun. Go check out Tomoe. I really like her streams. She's very entertaining, very fun. Seems to have a decent community as well. But anyway, we'll see what the future brings with the Clips channel and whatnot. I don't know how long the thing will last. if I can find a full-time job and get a good schedule going, we'll see if I can go back to the way things were, but anyway. I don't know. It's all kind of a little bit up in the air right now, but hope y'all look forward to all the clips. And until next time, hope y'all have a good time, whatever. And I don't remember how I end these streams. I'm having a brain fart, but see y'all next time. Bye-bye.